With high expectations, human beings leave Earth to begin a new life in space colonies. However, the United Earth Sphere Alliance gains great military powers and soon seizes control of one colony after another in the name of justice and peace. The year is after Colony 195, Operation Meteor. In a move to counter the Alliance's tyranny, rebel citizens of certain colonies scheme to bring new arsenals to the Earth, disguising them as shooting stars. However, the Alliance headquarters catches on to this operation. The Special Mobile Suit Troops, known as the Specials, made great progress within the military of the United Earth Sphere Alliance in the expansion of armaments. However, there were many that disliked and distrusted the Specials. Young leaders are trying to start a new trend. Colonel Trey's Kushranada is the aristocratic founder of the Specials. He is also an official of the mysterious Rockefeller Foundation, financially backed by royalty and aristocrats who place importance on tradition. With this strong backing, Trey's has focused on the development of mobile suits. Specials is a complete unit that not only supplies mobile suits to the Alliance, but have also started instructing the Combat Army Corps. Their reputation on the battleground is excellent, earning them the right to act independently anytime and at any battle they wish. However, it can't be denied that this status has angered the elder soldiers even more. That day, at the New Edwards base, leaders of the United Earth Sphere Alliance gather for a conference, including the likes of Field Marshal Noventa as Chief Commander, General Septim, leader of the Alliance's Space Force, and General Vente, leader of the Alliance's terrestrial forces. However, Trey's arranges to secretly disseminate false information worldwide, stating that this meeting is in fact a general meeting of top Oz officials rather than Alliance leaders. This coup d'etat had been carefully planned. Oz soldiers had hidden their identities behind the Specials facade and were posted at each Alliance military base. Since the undermining began from within the overpopulated organization of the Alliance, the damage to its governing body was significant. The attacks by the 5 Gundams sent out by the space colonies reflected their retaliatory intentions. The Gundam's target is Oz, who had masked its identity within the mobile suit troops of the Alliance military. The Gundams had a number of missions to attack Oz. The year is after Colony 195. Oz has finally taken center stage. With an army of elite soldiers at his command, Trey's Kushranada carries out his plans to destroy the Alliance military. The battle between the mobile suits sent to Earth and Oz causes the Earth to shudder violently. Following the coup d'etat by Oz, the Earthsphere Alliance military enters a state of confusion. Alliance military soldiers remain confined in their respective bases without an understanding of what in fact is happening. The Earthsphere Alliance was initially formed to handle disputes between the countries. However, with its expansion in military power, the Alliance soon took over governments with militaristic control. Oz was now planning to free the many countries that were forced into the Alliance in this manner. However, the increase in the Alliance's military power was a direct result of the mobile suits provided by Oz. As such, there were many countries that questioned Oz's activities, noting that after the coup d'etat, military control would continue and that conditions would remain the same. Except now, the ruler would be Oz. In former China, within an autonomous district in a mountainous area, a political leader who was proposing peace was assassinated. He had advocated demilitarization and shared his objectives with the present military. However, he became the target of a coup d'etat by the Alliance's occupational army. Colonel Bunt, the ringleader, had disagreed with this push for peace and explained that the military must be strengthened in order for the nation to achieve independence. Only a few know that the chaos caused by Oz is all according to the plans of the Romefeller Foundation. An assembly of the Romefeller Foundation, along with many invited guests, was being held on the outskirts of Bremen. The Romefeller Foundation was formed from European royalty. With their enormous financial power and personal connections, the aristocrats poured their energy into the development of weaponry. They soon provided mobile suits to the United Earth Sphere Alliance while continuing to increase their own force until they staged and succeeded in the latest coup d'etat. Marshal Noventa of the Earth Sphere Alliance announced his objection to the expansion of armaments, which were supposed to have acted only as a deterrent to rebellions. He passed a request for arms reduction and all-out disarmament. The request was never realized because of his untimely death. However, Oz chose that day as the dawn of a new era and lured the Gundams into shooting down the shuttle that carried Noventa.
Let it obstruct our peace proposal.
Marshal!
Now, young man, don't be foolish.
As a result of this tragedy, the road to peace in the world may have been lost forever. The United Earth Sphere Alliance had posted their own space forces to the colonies and strictly controlled the freedom of the colony citizens. After the collapse of the Alliance, the space forces had remained in outer space to further control the colonies. However, the forces were overpowered by the mobility of Oz's space mobile suits, the Tauruses, which had been sent up from Siberia, and the powers of their space forces were quickly diminishing. In the year after Colony 175, the leader of the colonies was assassinated. 5 Gundams were supposed to have been sent to Earth to take revenge. However, since Oz's activities in space took the form of cooperation rather than control, the colonies decided to accept Oz. In the year after Colony 195, as Oz moves to take over both the Earth and outer space, the Gundams are labeled as rebels and are isolated from society. With no place to return, the Gundams and their pilots are forced to fight for a reason to exist in the ever-changing world. Oz, which was now applying pressure to the former United Earth Sphere Alliance Space Force stationed at Lagrange Point, was steadily increasing its strength within the colonies. The Space Fortress barge was symbolic of this strength. However, Oz would not show its aggressive side to the citizens of the colonies. Instead, it showed a completely different aspect of itself. Oz's Colonel Un replaced the former commander of the Alliance Space Force and succeeded in forming relations with representatives of the colonies. Coupled with a sense of liberation from the militaristic pressure of the Alliance, the colonies were welcoming Oz to its new establishment. With only 1/6 of the gravity of Earth, the Moon was not an appropriate place for humans to reside. Upon completion of the space colonies, construction was started on lunar research facilities and major factories for various uses. The Moon further developed into a popular outer space tourist destination for people from Earth and prospered significantly until the suppression by the Alliance. After Oz's dismantling of the Alliance military was complete, the Moon was once again allowed to conduct business as a tourist destination. People took this to be a sign that peace was returning to space. The majority of people living in space are either technicians or laborers. Enduring an environment inferior to that of the stable Earth, these people have strong spirits to improve their conditions, which gives rise to a new power. The foundation that supports this spirit is the Winner family. The present master of the Winner family emigrated to the colony and became the central figure in negotiations with the United Earth Sphere Alliance to fight for the right of the colony residents. Even now, after the disintegration of the Alliance military, he confronts Oz on behalf of the colony, but always acting as a pacifist.